Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. Wish you a very Merry Christmas. Yes, that's it. Happy holidays as well to everyone out there who's not celebrating the celebrations today, or if it's just a regular Friday, happy Friday. You know what? Have a good Friday in your life. And with that said, I would like to wish you the best, and the happiest, regardless of what fucking day it is, because it doesn't matter. Time is arbitrary. It's a man-made construct anyways. So with that said, let's put the folks over here in the Krown Chain application, which we found at app.krownchain.net, and plenty to talk about, actually. First and foremost, what really sticks out here is that Bitcoin dominance did shoot down quite aggressively from yesterday to today, while Bitcoin was holding the range, of which that is more in line with the prior narrative that we have seen within this market structure in the past, where we typically do see Bitcoin go sideways in a nice little range, and altcoins get a chance to rally against their Satoshi parents. In this case right here, we actually did see a little bit of that, so perhaps it would be worthwhile to check out the Bitcoin dominance chart, of which we did reference yesterday, and I actually do believe that we're looking for a pullback on that, probably off some major level. Anyways, with that said, moving on to open interest, what do we see? 3850-ish region, still kind of holding it, and more importantly, we have seen an open interest range kind of established within the current price structure between about 22,600 to the downside, about 24,000 to the upside, and that has correlated with the open interest range of about 4 billion to about 3.5 billion of what we've seen. Now, of course, this is, not necessarily fully tried and tested, but I would like to see an interplay between the range breaking and open interest breaking one of those two levels, of course, as well. But as it is right now, this would still just play into the narrative that Bitcoin is within the context of a sideways consolidation, of which, within the current context of the price structure, that would be more or less fine. At least that's what I'd postulate before we get to the actual price action charts themselves. Fear and greed index also popping up another 8 points from an 86 to a 94. Not bad right there. And into the data tab we go. And what do we see over here? We actually do see once again the futures premium over spot price action increasing just a small amount right there. But that is significant, as it does suggest that the market is pricing in a nice little upside move here. More importantly, funny rate, anything out of the ordinary? Yes, the graph is very much deceiving today, but don't be misled. It is only a maximum of 0.05% on FTX. Everything else pretty down in the dumps right there. So nothing out of the ordinary, and this is still more or less a healthy consolidation as far as I'm concerned. Of course, we do have our sale going on as well for the next week or so for a nice little happy holiday and end of year sale. I'll speak about that, I guess, more directly after the general content of this video. So with that said, let's get into the actual price action charts themselves. And what do we have over here? Yes, okay, so secondary charts. Do we want to start off on the daily or the 2-day? The 2-day, I believe, is closing, yes, today at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Now, this would be the first and foremost, most important thing about this video, and just the easiest thing to kind of follow along with. So I like to do these things typically first, not because I think that people are dumb, but just because I imagine that most people, they have like a life, unlike myself, and you want to get on with your life, and you just want, Krown, what's the dry and dirty Bitcoin bullshit? Well, here'd be it for today. Any sort of a 2-day little closure above the top side trailing band, which is just right under 24,000 bucks. We can just say 24,000 bucks because it's a little bit easier. And yes, I would be looking for the next trending move out of this base, of which on lower term timeframes, this looks like just a nice little healthy consolidation at a high level. Would be some variation of a flag at a at a high level right here, or you could probably chart it out as like a ascending triangle, like on a lower term from like this. It kind of has it, kind of doesn't have it. I think it's a little more obvious on CMEs right here, a lot more obvious actually. So with that in mind, I would look at that as a breakout, looking to look into our next upside targets if Bitcoin does once again close above the top side trailing bands on today's closure, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And again, that magical number is 24,000 bucks. Anywhere above there, looking good. Or if Bitcoin even takes out not yesterday's, but the last 2-day high, which is 24,090 bucks. If it does one of those two things, I would essentially be looking for another melt up. Now, of course, if it does just take out the prior high at 2470. 2490. We can just look at that as 24,100, and of course it's going to be different on different exchanges. BitMexico is 24,163 actually, so a little bit of a difference right there. Obviously, that's going to be a less scientific and less efficacious way of doing it. But in this case, does it actually get it? Probably does, yeah. Anyways, moving on to the lower term timeframes over here. Obviously, same sort of range, just kind of put in nice little blue box territories. Liquid zone to the upside. 23.9 all the way to 24,000, and to the downside we got 26 right here, I'd say. And as long as we're kind of just also between there, that is just your sideways healthy consolidation. Oh, I should probably follow up on yesterday's short-term time frame analysis too. So yesterday when we looked at CMEs, and of course CME chart always does supersede everything else, and god damn it, why is it not saving my charts here, you bastard CME, you bastard you. But more importantly, we did identify that there's hidden bullish divergence present yesterday, or possible yesterday, right around here, of which we did hit the critical ingredient for that to confirm it, which was closing above the 21 exponential average right here. Also just taking out the prior high, both happened on the same tick actually, and all good. And more importantly, that did initiate a move up to the top side of the range, which in this case would have been that 23.8 to 23.9 target, of which looks like we got to the 23.8 target right there. Not bad, and now looking and acting more or less fine within this region. So I still do have an overall bullish bias on this formation. Again, due to trend, I'm always going to be that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's always going to work out that way, but when in doubt, follow the trend. And in this case, the trend is very much a friend. And if we are looking at spot price action right here, we can come up with that same sort of ascending triangle. I suppose it's not as obvious here. I think it's a lot more obvious on CMEs. And of course, that is a bullish reaccumulation formation. But as with anything, I've seen every fucking pattern break out every goddamn which way. So, what would be decisive within this market to actually break this and move the opposite direction, in this case to the downside? Well, that would be any sort of a closure below our current higher low structure, which would be basically around that $23,000 mark on CMEs. On spot price action, that would be about the same level as well, 23.9 actually, about $100 lower. And yes, if that does happen, I would still be looking for the same move to the downside, another $2,000 plus move actually, all the way to the one spot 272 down here, right around about 20,400 to 20,500ish region, with a bounce along the way, probably around like 20,008 or 900 region right here at the one spot 414. But by the same token, this does have a higher probability of breaking out to the upside, of course, as the name would imply. And if we do essentially close above this 2 spot 414 on a 4 hour, I would be comfortable likely looking for the next melt up move as well. And because this is a bullish reaccumulation formation in the form of an ascending triangle, we do have a measured move to be made off of this, and I've already gone ahead and done it over here. And where is it pointed towards? It is pointed towards 25,800 actually on CMEs. I think we've also done it for spot price action as well. Yes, indeed we have. And what would that be in line with? Oh, that's very interesting. The confluence right here at 25,700, also in line with a 3 spot extension. So very good. And more importantly, if Bitcoin does break the upside right here, again, given that criteria is met, I would essentially be looking towards that region. Technically speaking, the 2 spot 618 right here, which is 24,500, is a very traditional trappy zone. So I would be very defensive around that region right there. But assuming that we get even like a short-term time frame closure above this region, like a 2 hour, probably good for that continuation move, a little bit more than $1,000 to the upside. So pretty damn good right there. Anyways, that's kind of the bulk of what today is going to be about. In fact, I'm going to make this video a lot more on the shorter side today because it is Christmas and I want to get back to relaxing and just chilling out and eating a shit ton of food. We actually had a really good dinner last night, myself and Elsa and a couple of our friends, and it was like a nice Friendsmas actually, because no one can really travel outside of the area right now because everyone's parents are afraid of the old coronavirus, so it was actually quite nice and very enjoyable. Anyways, moving on, what do we see on the lower term time frame as far as momentum oscillators go? We do see 4 hour Stokes, nice and aggressively pointed north side. Now, of course, we are following this trend line as well, so I would put this in my charts, mostly because I do want to see it when it actually comes back down and tests around this, as that's likely going to give you another signal. Let's see exactly what these have been printing here. This is 9th of December low, so this is coming out of this this base right here, all the way down around $18,000 actually on that higher low. What do we see after that? We do see, it would be this one right here. So yeah, it was actually getting the momentous drive after this one. Yes, very, very nice actually on the actual low at 17.7, and then come back down around here at about 22.6 on last week's low. Beautiful, before another almost $2,000 move to the upside, quite nice. And then once again, actually hitting it right here as Bitcoin does curl back up again against the topside resistance of this current formation. So all of this is looking well and good to me. And, if I did have to call it right now, yeah, I do think that Bitcoin and Santa by extension have a little bit of green dildos for you on this Christmas day. So pretty damn cool. Anyways, so 4 hour Stokes, nice and north. What do we see on 4 hour RSI? Looking very good here, very constructive. We got the downside move that we were looking for yesterday to test the exponential. Boom, popping back up, all good. And also playing out some hidden bullish divergence along the same tip as well. Actually, not bad at all right there. Pretty damn nice, in fact. while, as we identified a couple days ago, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago now, that 4-hour historical volatility percentile going into a contraction phase would put in the narrative, or sorry, would solidify the narrative that one, this is going to be more or less a healthy consolidation because we do have higher lows, and then two, that is more or less going to hold the range. We're not necessarily ready to break out or break down, and so far so good. Volume signature would also confirm this as well, as we do see a nice tailing off from left to right. And in fact, this is actually getting very full here, about 75% full to the apex, which would imply that we are around breakout time. So I actually would not be surprised at all if Bitcoin broke to the upside, or I mean technically the downside as well, but I do think that it's a lot more likely to break to the upside here. Within the next 24 hours, actually, this could actually be quite an eventful Christmas, in fact, as Bitcoin crawls its way back up to 23.7 region. Jesus Christ, nice one. Santa Claus bringing those girthy green dildos, baby. Love it. Fucking love it. Anyways, moving on to the 3-hour, what do we see right here? We do see 3-hour Stokes, nice and erect as well, so very much following the 4-hour, or I guess precipitating the 4-hour is more accurate. 4-hour RSI, same thing as well here, constructive, and now looking like it's getting ready for another upside move. 3-hour HVP, nice contraction phase as well, so everything going as you would expect. And even as far as price action structure goes, just looks nice and orderly here in this consolidation. Quite lovely indeed. Is there anything else that I want to talk about here? 3-hour Jewel, yep, just going to blast right through there. Exactly, so that is not a signal and not even potential to be a signal right there. What about bi-hourly? Yeah, not going to have it at all, so that is certainly not going to work out. This is looking like it's primed for a move and very likely the upside. Bi-hourly Stokes, nice and north as well, so we got 2, 3, and 4-hour all on the same side. Very good right there. And what would be needed to cross them onto the downside? 25,550 closure on a 2-hour, so that would be below, actually right around the structure right here. Not as important, but bi-hourly RSI, same shit, literally the same fucking thing. And bi-hourly HVP, yep, same thing here as well. So I want to see at the very least a bi-hourly HVP get down into the teens, of which we are in the upper 20s right now, and then game on for potentially a move. 4-hour would be nice to get down there as well, but anywhere around 20 would be good enough coming out of the space right here, as it's not that crazy of a of a contraction phase, not that crazy of a consolidation. We've only been living within this region for less than a week, 5 days, actually to date right now. Anyways, moving on to the hourly, what do we see right here? We do see hourly Stokes looking like they do want to cross back onto the upside, and they will confirm a cross back onto the upside on the next closure coming in 5 minutes, actually, so we will see this one together very likely, anywhere above 23,609 on BitMEX scale right here. And with that in mind, that would put all of them on the same side, and probably at the very least going to get a test up to 24,000 even or 24,100, and at that point going to have a chance to actually break it. So hold your breath and say your prayers and hope that Bula Jesus is teaming up with Santa Claus Jesus. No, no, Green Dildo Santa Claus. Who is this Who is this fucking guy? Santa Claus. I don't know him. Anyways, oops, let me bring that back over there. All right, lovely. And we do see that historical volatility percentile right here is getting pretty damn low here too. Actually, would like to see the hourly go into the single digits and then likely game on for a move here as well. But everything's kind of building up on each other, and probably around that probably around like American morning, it's looking like things actually could be wound up enough here. Anyways, moving on to the medium term timeframes, what do we have going into contraction phase right here as well? Well, actually, I wouldn't necessarily say that just yet. Moving average on it is more or less flat as far as slope goes, and 12-hour Stokes actually gonna have a chance to cross the upside here as well. Here's the key critical ingredient though: needs to close above 23,975. If that happens, we're gonna have all lower term timeframes plus medium term timeframes on the same side. Probably a good signature to actually break. That's that's confluence by definition. I also want to check out what Caretaker has to say about this. I imagine that the hourly is going to get the range right here. Fucking perfect. Oh, god damn it, Caretaker couldn't be more perfect. 24,000 to the upside, 22,800 to the downside. Bull zone consolidation. This would not be a sell target, by the way. Just so that we're very clear on that. That is not a sell target. It is more or less letting us know where things actually do break out, as this is going to go into an expansion phase. I mean, I think it's quite clear here, looking at historical volatility percentile plus the actual structure plus the way that all of the bands are kind of overlaid on this. While momentum could turn back up here on the hourly, just need another 2 minutes on this, and anywhere above 23,672, which actually we're below right now, to be fair. Well, we'll do it. Close enough is close enough though. Anyways, back on over here, what do we see? Or actually we need to go on. Do we want to go on the 12-hour? do we have any sort of potential hidden bullish evidence right here between this point and this point? Yeah, I would actually, I actually would look at this as a low, and this is a low as well. This one's a little bit more of a complex low. It looks like Caretaker's RSI is not picking up this one as a low just yet, and but it's probably more obvious on a 6 hour. Yeah, and it does. Well, it's actually, is it picking up on a 6 hour? Yeah, it is. Okay, it is declaring that it's 6 hour low. Nice. So more importantly, that actually will be identified as hidden bullish evidence, and that should be good for a move to the top side of the range. With price action already pretty much at the top side of the range, though, you know, it doesn't really give it too much where to go, too much more space to go. So again, you know, if I'm just looking at everything and adding everything up right now, I do think that Bitcoin likely, very likely, actually travels the upside here. Of course, we're almost near the TA nerd session, so I guess I can speak a little more freely. And realistically, anyone who's listening to this video on a Christmas day, you are a TA nerd. So one of us, baby, one of us. And I suppose I can speak a little more freely right now. But yeah, you know, things are more or less looking good here. I'm bullish as long as Bitcoin's especially above 23,000. You know, even if it came all the way down to 22.6, that's kind of like my last point for love right there. But more or less good right now. Anyways, looking at the daily, we do see that. Ooh, okay, so this is a big one to me. It's a big one to me. Historical volatility percentile on the daily. 1, 2, 3 bars of red now into the 90s percentile, and more importantly, the moving average on this is actually like starting to flatten out and even get a little bit negative here. Although I imagine it probably gets one more try. And with that said, I would be looking for this next sort of major high to be put on in a signature somewhat similar to this. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, the last time that we had something similar to this was actually back on over here. And you do see that Bitcoin did put in about a 2 to 3 week long consolidation sideways once that signature was met. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm looking for something more like this, where the red starts to denote like an actual major low. In this case, that was the actual coronavirus stump below. It doesn't also have to be exactly like that, but over here, this $14,000 high, next, next major low right here, actually before a $3,000 rally, you know, right in your face after that too. Pretty damn nice. And time before that was obviously on the 6,000 dump to 3,000 in 2018. So all good in the hood over there as well. Anyways, my point is that it is, you know, it is getting a bit more frothy here. So I do think that if Bitcoin does break onto the upside, it very likely does. It likely is getting near to one of the major points of this move, meaning probably looking for a long term of sideways after that condition is met, and potentially reversal after that. But I would like to at the very least see like a multi-week long consolidation, maybe even a couple month long consolidation, as we typically do see. Anyways, what else do we have here? We have daily stocks coming down, but they will cross back onto the upside with any sort of a closure above 23,730, of which Bitcoin is about a short $60 away from that right now on BitMEXCO. And actually, we just closed that hourly. Did we close it above the magical number right there? Closed at 67. Actually, technically no, but it's going to cross up anyways. Yeah. And oh, sorry. Actually, that's it was actually a little bit lower. Okay, my bad there. But yeah. Anyways, all good, and looking like it does want to cross up on this next closure. And are we down in the single digits now here too? Almost. Actually at a 9.9, but I'd like to see it get a little bit lower than that. Probably even if it flashes, that would be a damn good signal that it's time to pay attention on Christmas. So fuck your family, fuck all that bullshit. No dinner, no Christmas dinners for you. You have some work to do, sir. You have some work to do. Mom, I'm not gonna fucking eat Christmas dinner with you. I'm busy trading my magic corns. I'm gonna be rich off this shit. How dare you take me away from this right now? I got more important things than Christmas dinner with you. Fucking lazy fuckers. There you go. So that's what you should tell your parents at Christmas if you happen to be at home right now. No, just kidding. That's a bad attempt at humor. Do not say anything of the sort. Not that I should tell you what to say to begin with, but listen, if you're looking for me for conversational topics, you're already fucked, all right? You don't want my advice. You don't want my opinion. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, two-day stocks actually will remain to the upside as long as we're above 23,250 by today's closure. So we're currently about $500 above that. So momentum will remain to the upside on the 2-day. very likely here. Again, $500 on on a Friday is certainly not out of the question, but as it is right now, looking good. And 2-day historical volatility percentile still expanding right here as well. So I want to see the 2-day and the daily likely line up with each other to kind of denote that next major high in this case. 2-day RSI looking fine here as well. I don't have any major issues with this. I'm sure that someone's gonna be like, but Krown, we have bearish divergence here. No, we don't actually, because this is not really a confirmed local high on a 2-day. On a daily it is, and the daily did play out, to be fair. I mean, you got to move all the way down from 24,000 to just below 22,000. That's more than a $2,000 move. Like, how crazy can we get here? And that's just a regular Monday for Bitcoin, you know. Anyways, moving on to the 3-day, we're still seeing the expansion from the extremely low read over here. So likely all these things are going to line up with each other, like I've been saying for a while now. But as you can see, the 3-day really does speak to the macro in this case, as you have seen in the past. Anytime that we do come down to a zero read, you know, we're looking at a really big move, you know, for typically multiple months. And that was signaled off in late November. Now we're getting into late December, so that is 1 month. You know, it's been a little bit of time now. But for example, you know, the last time we had a signal that was comparable to the one that we're looking at right now was after this 3-month-long consolidation right here. Nice little contraction phase coming in from the $3,000 low. Prints actually a zero read, similarly to how we did it just not so long ago as well. And then expands from there as the moving average goes positive, gets upwardsly sloped as well. And that's your move from 4,000 all the way to 14,000 over the course of March, all the way to June, July. So that's 3-4 months right there. And looking at this right here, hey, get the fuck out of my face. Very similar behavior, and it's already been about a month. You know, I do think that it's very relevant to think that this could easily, continue onwards and forwards here. When is this 3-day closing though? Actually tonight as well. So we got the 2-day and 3-day closing tonight. So that means that the 3 days are gonna have a chance to close above the topside trend band as well. And guess where the 3-day topside trend band is? 24,400. So that actually is where the 2.618 was that we identified earlier. And then I also want to look at the daily here too, because the topside trend band is going to be a natural target for this upside move if it does occur as well. And guess what? Guess where that one is? 25,560. So that's right in line with the measure move, right in line with the 3-spot extension, and in our pattern targets and everything like that. So looking good right there. Again, confluence is the name of the game, and so far so good. Anyways, do we really want to get deeper into this video right here? There's nothing really to talk about in traditional markets, I suppose. NASDAQ back at the highs. What about SPY? Back at the highs. I mean, both of these are looking constructive at at high levels as well. I think so we did have a little bit of trading yesterday. MicroStrategy, a little bit of downside, but again, this one's consolidating at a high level as well. Probably setting up for next week. What about some random altcoins that we can go off of? What about Link? Or actually, no, that was the thing that we wanted to look at. Altcoins, because they did actually really do well against their Satoshi parent over the last 24 hours. Let's go check out Link BTC right here. Yeah, bouncing off that bottom side trend band. Let's actually look at it on my regular charts here too. And what do we have? Yeah, doing its best to hold under the 3-day 200 symbol. Nice one. Yeah, and I believe we did say yesterday that probably does bounce back up, and I believe that we did say yesterday bounced back up above 50,000 Satoshis. Couldn't have told you that was going to happen like that day. That's more like over the next couple weeks maybe. But fair enough. Cryptocurrency is magical, I suppose. Let's go check out the Bitcoin dominance chart really quick and probably get out of here after this. Let's see. Yes, so this was the big thing on the Bitcoin dominance chart. No, it's not on the weekly, it's on the monthly. Yeah, the monthly did hit the 55 exponential average right there. More importantly, I don't really care about moving averages, don't really care about indicators, nothing like that on this chart. Only care about trend and only care about former levels, of which this was directly testing into, what we saw in September 2019, all the way at 71%. So it did hit that. Does probably come back down here, as we said yesterday. I'd probably be looking for it to come down a little bit more, like another 1.5% into like the mid to low 67%, and then after that, probably give another try to the upside. Long term, this is still bullish. This is an uptrend. It very, 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 very likely will go higher. I would not be surprised to see this in the 80s, maybe even fucking 90s over the next 6 months to a year. But for right now, yeah, a little bit of short-term downside. So most all is going to be having a good time, I would imagine, versus their Satoshi pairing. But I would not be deceived by this rally. Whether it gets lived out for like a few weeks, that's completely fine. But on a monthly basis, I would not be looking for anything to hold for the foreseeable future. This looks very, very bad long term for altcoins versus Satoshis. Now, if that implies that Bitcoin is going to have some upside, some upside here, then obviously their US dollar pairings are going to be more or less good on the whole. They're going to, they're likely going to follow Bitcoin in that regard, just not going to be able to keep pace with Bitcoin, as, Bitcoin's the king. When it roars, everyone, it's like the Lion King, everyone bows. Anyways, when did I pick that one up? I haven't seen the Lion King in like 20 years. What about uni? Bullshit. Okay, so that's enough of that. Do we want to check out gold really quick because we didn't get a chance to yesterday? Not really much doing today, but I still look at this as constructive, printing higher highs and higher lows out of this base, and I would still be looking at the weekly as likely to give another try to the upside. Hidden bullish divergence plus weekly Stokes turning up at the same time. I'm still looking for this to play out. First target would be 1950. Let's see what else we want to look at. Maybe Buterol versus USD right here. Yeah, there we go. Weekly is looking fine right now. I don't really have any major issues with the weekly. Yeah, daily's looking fine as well. Daily looks like it wants to pop back up to 641 region. If Bitcoin gets going here too, I imagine it probably has more upside than that. And of course, weekly, if we go to a more long-term chart, where is my long-term chart? Hey, where are you? There you are. If we go to a long-term chart, then still looking at $800 long-term over the next couple months, I'd imagine. Still looking good there. And this one having its 2-day and 3-day closure today. It just looks like continuation of trend as it is right now. Of course, so if Bitcoin breaks down, I'd be looking for this one to break down quite significantly too, down to like 440, 450-ish region, and maybe even beyond. Anything else that we want to check out? Maybe quickly, Litecoin 113. Jesus Christ, man, these wicks are just insane right here. Yeah, daily looks like wants to pop back up towards 120-ish region. Most things in this market are looking good right now. So I do like the confluence that we see from from major asset to major asset, and especially on Nasdaq and SPY as well, all consolidating at a high level. I'm generally bullish across the board here. So with that said, I'm gonna go back on over here and let's wrap this bitch up, huh? Let's wrap this bitch up and send you off for a nice little Christmas day. Christmas day in the cave. Thank you for joining me. Anyways, today, let's wrap this bitch up. Today, closing today at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If we do close this one above the topside Toronto band, just below 24,000 bucks, then I would be looking for the next upside targets to be hit, of which we did make several measure moves, plus identify several points of confluence, as I search my words here, to the upside, somewhere around, yes, the 3-spot extension right here, right around 25,600, we'll call it, or 25,700 right here. That's going to be in line with the pattern target as well from this ascending triangle, and also our Fibonacci extension, and also if we go over here to our Toronto bands on the daily, that would be the topside Toronto band on an expansion, on an expansive move, of which that would be confirmed with one of three things. We already discussed one of them: 2-day closure above the topside Toronto band right here at 24,000 bucks, or a 4-hour dildo closure above, basically the same level. Although I would say it's probably better to err on the side of caution on a day like today. Maybe 24,100 is a little bit better for the more conservative traders out there. So I'll do something more like this for my topside liquid zone breakout. And of course, there is still downside available as well here. But again, with the advent of this higher low that we saw on the 24th yesterday, yeah, that was yesterday actually. Nice one. I would still be, I'd be looking at this as that, as that major point. So as long as Bitcoin's above 22,900, I'm more or less bullish on the whole. Looking at this as an ascending triangle, which has a higher probability to break out to the upside than the downside, but I would take that consideration away if this area was destroyed down here. Now, that would not make me bearish on the whole just yet. However, if Bitcoin did break below 22,600, the bottom side liquid zone right here, then yes, that would make me bearish for about a $2,000 move to our next downside target, somewhere around the 1.272 extension at about 20,400, that is, and probably bounce along the way at 21,500, and then again at the 1.414, just below 20,800-ish region. But ultimately, that's more than $2,000 move, so a pretty damn big deal right there. And then I want to see it in real time after that. But for right now, things are looking more or less good. I am more or less bullish right here. And Merry Green Dildo Christmas, sirs. On top of that, also, I should come back to what we alluded to earlier. The Krown trading application sale is going on right now. 20% is off on all programs. As always, not read through. Well, you should read through as well, but definitely watch the videos that accompany these programs. They're going to tell you who they're for, who they're not for. Make sure that they are applicable to you, because to shoot you fucking straight, for the most part, most people are not going to be applicable to these programs right here. These are very in-depth, very long, very arduous, and hey, stop it. Elsie's playing a video game right now. very in depth and require a lot of time commitment and a hefty financial commitment as well. So make sure that it is that you're the type of person who's going to do well in that, because it's not a magic pill. You still need to do the work, and that is really, 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 really important for me to say, because I want to make sure that people who actually are going to be successful with it will get into it. Not people who not people who don't have the time. For example, the neophyte's initiation to trading is a lot more simple, a lot less involved, and that is a better place to start if you are maybe interested in one of these programs, but you're pretty new in the game and you're not sure if you want to stick around. And of course, it'll actually get you a discount on the other programs anyways, so it will it would be like the same price to begin with. PineScript Mastery is how to code indicators in PineScript from Mr. Mournfall himself, the maker of the jewel. Over here in our partner tabs, you can check out the Caretaker STC. That's the one that I was showing you earlier right here. Actually, just brushing up against the top side once again, so not bad. Quite nice right there. Good confluence once again. And moving on, we got the Caretaker RSI, which we reference quite often as well, and then Jackie's mentoring programs, of which he has like a one-on-one group psychology mentoring type thing going on, where he'll actually meet with you, well, virtually, of course, and talk about your trades. And then obviously he has his video program as well, which is like a less intensive way of getting similar sort of help with that. So with that said, I want to wish you sincerely Merry Christmas. It's been an absolutely beautiful year, and in a more serious tone. I just hope everyone's having a good time right now. I know that it's a little bit of a weirder Christmas with all the issues going around, and everything like that. But at least we have each other. And so I would like to wish you well once again. And with that said, I salute you. Take care. And until next time.